So I went to the market this morning. I got these wonderful langoustines. They're so incredibly fresh. A little bit of oil into my wok. I'm going to put a bit of garlic in there, some ginger.
Yeah.
And I know how to say this in French now. Gingembre. Is that right?
Gingembre.
Oh, it's close. Gingembre. Nearly. So this is your livelihood?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I love this.
I come here to work.
So it's all recycled material. Throw in my langoustines just for a few minutes. Toss that. And then here I've got some Shaoxing cooking wine. Fish sauce. Just a tablespoon or so.
You are amazing.
Oh, thank you. And oyster sauce, made from oysters. So back in China, many, many years ago, there was a gentleman that made oyster soup, right?
Yes.
And then one day he forgot about his soup.
Yeah.
And hours later, he came back and went, oh my God, my soup has reduced so much. The colour's gone all dark. And he tasted it. It was incredible.
Oh.
And that's how oyster sauce was made, from this oyster soup.
Oh.
Interesting,
I didn't know this story.
That's looking really good. I'm going to throw in my wonderful salicon, which is samphire. Just a good handful of that.
Yeah.
I've got my spring onions, just chopped to around 4 centimetres long. And some really lovely fresh peppers I got this morning as well from the market.
To keep some colour.
Beautiful colour.
Yeah.
Just toss that through. And that's it. Let's have a little bit of a taste test. Oh, so that's all you need to do. Really, really quick. The langoustine isn't cooked much at all. It's just beautifully tender and soft. How's that?
Nice.
So I'm going to sit down here and eat it with you. Is that cool? And thank you so much for all your wonderful work, you know, recycling everything and not letting it, you know, leave in the water.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Can I sit next to you?
Yes.
Cool.
Sit down, please.
Thank you, Maya. Now, that's my langoustines wok tossed with salicon and oyster sauce. How would you say this in French?
Les langoustines au salicorne avec une sauce aux huîtres.
Perfect.
Oh,
Merci beaucoup. Thank you.
You are welcome. So, can we taste it?
Now, it looks extremely barren out there at the moment, pretty dry, but the locals tell me that the tide in this area comes in really, really quickly. And with the clams I collected this morning, I'm going to do a really lovely broth with all the ingredients I find locally around the area and in the market. I also found some razor clams in the market as well. They're called razor clams because they look like a razor, really sharp edges, and I just love how plump and juicy they are. So this is basically a shellfish broth. So first of all, I'm going to make a nice paste. Garlic goes in first. I'm going to smash that up with the ginger, just so it breaks up nice and easily. And then I'm going to add some eschalots, some spring onions, so the white part only, and just a bit of chili, just for a bit of spice. Now this dish has all the flavours. It's got bitterness, sourness, saltiness, sweetness, and a bit of spiciness as well. So I'm going to put a bit of olive oil into my hot wok there, just a couple of tablespoons. I'm going to throw in some diced lemongrass. So I want to cook that first because I want to get all the fragrance out of it. Gee, they weren't joking. That's really coming in quickly now. I better hurry this one up. And now I just want to saute the paste off a little bit. Now that's smelling really good. Smells of Asia there. Okay. So the base of this broth is going to be coconut juice. Put in around 250 mils or so. I'm going to put some tamarind in just to balance that out. So I've got around 20 grams of that. Break that up with a spoon. Now once I break that up, just taste as you go because you don't know how sweet or sour the tamarind is and also your coconut as well. Oh, wow, it's really creeping up quickly. Okay, so that's balanced out well. Now I'm going to use a bit of fish sauce, around a tablespoon of fish sauce, I'm guessing. So we've got sweet, we've got tartness, sourness, and now a bit of saltiness with the fish sauce. That's perfect. Very, very good. I'll throw in my clams that I picked this morning. And I'll put my wonderful, juicy razor clams in as well. Okay, whilst that steams away, I'm going to cut up some tomatoes. Now, this has come up so quickly. I'm going to move really fast on this one. So just slice that in half. And then I'm going to zest a whole lime into the broth. Whoa, better not fall in. So there's a lot of lovely, elegant flavours in this broth. I want to have a bit of sourness from the lime as well. squeeze that in. My goodness, the locals weren't mucking around when they were saying it comes up really quickly. Actually quite beautiful out there. Oh, gorgeous. Okay, tomatoes go in, followed by the lovely local salicon, which is the samphire. Now that has a lovely crunch, also sourness, but at the end of the palate, it's slightly bitter actually. Bit of dill, so very, very aromatic and fragrant. And once the shells open up, it's done. Now all the lovely juices from the clams have been released into the broth. That's fantastic. Clams in first. Now look how juicy they are. Look at that, gorgeous. And then the broth. Now that's a pretty amazing dish right there. You can't get fresher than that. I'm gonna garnish with some chopped spring onion. To finish off with some crispy fried garlic. That's a fantastic, fragrant, fresh dish. That's my pétanque au jus de coconut. My clams and razor clams cooked in a young coconut broth. Now I've got to figure out how to get out of here. Jeez.